Hi, everybody. Matt Bernier and Mike Beer taking a look at the Charlestown Pick 4 sequence that culminates, or at least involves, the Charlestown Oaks, a Grade 3 event. You're going to be looking at races 9 through 12 Saturday night down at Charlestown under the lights. Let's start things off. Race number 9. It is for West Virginia breds, and this is a situation where it's the Sadie Hawkins. They're going 7 furlongs, 2 turns. I think you can go a number of ways in here. I found all of these races to be interesting, both from a pace situation. If you like speed horses, guess what? You got other speeds you got to deal with. And if you like closers, you should have an honest pace in front of you.
I agree with that. I thought all 4 of these races were pretty tough, and that includes the Charlestown Oaks to end it out. I mean, that's a big field of good fillies and mares, so I thought all these are wide open. There's a real chance that if you can be right in this pick 4, you may very well get paid. These are very tough races. You know, the first leg, I sort of got it down to 4 main horses for me in this field. I'm going to use both of Jeff Runko's horses, the 3 T-Rex Express and the 7 Spa Creek. They both make a lot of sense to me in this race. Candyman's Girl, the 6. I wanted to use, she's more of a speed type horse. She'll be forward, but I don't think she absolutely needs the lead to win. Maybe she falls into the right trip, and the closer I want is the 1 Romantic Cork. Last 2 races, it seems like maybe she's really started to find herself.
Yeah, I think most of my weight would be on Romantic Cork. I'm going to use the 1 in here. I'm also going to use the 7, that's Spa Creek, one of the horses that you had talked about as well. I'm also going to go to the far outside with Moonlit Song. I just kind of feel like maybe this is a kind of horse that has at least done some good things, obviously. Charlestown 7 for 10 lifetime, only been off the board once of those 10 lifetime starts, but doesn't have to go to the lead. Can be forwardly placed, so if for some reason things heat up, can sit a little bit, and if for some reason they walk, this horse can go on with it. So I know, unfortunately, a little bit of a short price there, but 1-7-10 for me in the first leg of the Pick 4 sequence. Let's move on to the Frank Gall Memorial. This is another 7 furlong race, going 2 turns. I generally like to see horses that have at least performed well at the track.
Me too.
And guess who fits that to a T? That's Charitable Annuity. I had a hard time getting around him. I have to use him.
Yeah, me too. I can't get around not using Charitable Annuity, and I love that they're going to go shorter with him this time. They tried the 9 furlongs with him last time, and I know he's, you know, a good dirt router at other tracks, but I think 7/8 at this track is a perfect fit for him. Can't get around using him. I'm going to use the 2 other horses with him, the 8. A 3-year-old who's very lightly raced, but that horse's last couple of races, you know, he's 4 for 4 on fast dirt tracks, and his last couple of races are good. I'm going to use him in a little bit of the 9, Prince of Windsor, just in case he falls into the right trip in this race. He's going to have a tough time beating a horse like Charitable Annuity, but I'm going to use him as a backup.
I'm using Prince of Windsor as well. The only other horse that I'm going to throw in there, and I don't love the horse, but the 6 Start Line, I feel like he's just always there. Sometimes he gets over the hump, sometimes he doesn't, but he's always at least in there with a puncher's chance, and I think he's going to be, I know he's 3-1 on the line. I think he goes up from there. I can't imagine that he's going to go off that short. I think Charitable Annuity, though, is going to be a heavy favorite in this second leg of this sequence. We move on to race number 11. It's the Pink Ribbon. Again, 7 furlongs, 2 turns. You're going to have to look for horses, or ideally anyway, that have had some success there. I like a horse in particular in here. Where did you go?
I'm going to spread it out a little bit in this race, because I guess if you have a stronger opinion, that's good. I can't wait to hear who it is, and I hope that I have it among my 4. If I don't, I'm tossing it in. Using the line of Best Fit, the 2, who makes a lot of sense to me. I would say the 1 horse, I want to see how they bet it, but I want to use Rose Tree, the 4. Maybe she's not good enough. She's a 3-year-old filly, very lightly raced, but I don't really care about the synthetic race last time. I like all of her dirt sprint races, and we'll see if she's a 2-turn kind of sprinting horse. But I have a thing for her. I like her as a horse, and I wanted to use her at what could be a decent price in here. I'm using Ultimate Holiday, the speed from the outside, and I'm going to use the 10 Kath Blue, who just makes a lot of sense.
I feel like there's a fair amount of speed in this race where there shouldn't be any sort of an excuse. And the 2, Line of Best Fit, highest last out buyer in the field with an 84. Already has won at Charlestown, going 7 furlongs in the past. I know it was for different connections, but the point is she's done it in the past. I'm not afraid of that. And I think she's just coming into this in good form. She just missed by a nose first off the bench, came back and just got up. Put it this way, I don't think she's going to win by open lengths. If she does win, it's going to be a bit of a sweater, but I think she's the one that I would really be kind of honing in on here. Trying to narrow down a little bit, knowing that I'm spreading those first 2 legs. I'm using a few, and I'm going to use a few in the finale if I can get there. Hopefully, fingers crossed, that is the Charlestown Oaks. For the 3-year-olds, again, they're going 7 furlongs, 2 turns. You've got so many different ways you can go in here. Who are you using?
Well, we talked about this a little bit more in depth in the stakes preview. I like Burned in this race. I don't love Burned, but I like her, and I feel like she has a chance in this race at a price, so I'm going to use her. And my other two horses are just, sort of logical. Tecalita, who I think is the horse to beat for Mike Matz, the 5. And I'm going to use Stay Fond. Pletcher's horse, Stay Fond. She's a little slow on the way in. I think she's better than she looks on paper. I think this is a really good race for Pletcher to run her, and I'm going to focus on those 3 horses.
Yeah, I'm using 3 horses as well. I'm going to use Tecalita. She makes all the sense in the world. I think she's going to be the favorite come post time. We talked a little bit about Chanel's Legacy. I just, there's something that tells me, or I get the feeling, and there's no real anything to back this up, but I'd like to think that she's going to be able to handle this 2-turn sort of configuration, going 7/8. She has a little bit of speed, but she's not a complete speedball, complete runaway. And I'm going to use Money Spunt. That's the horse coming in from the West Coast for Doug O'Neill. I just like the way that this filly ran last time out in the Torrey Pines going around the turn. So we'll find out if she can handle the Charlestown configuration. At any rate, it's a fantastic sequence. Races 9 through 12 Saturday night down at Charlestown under the lights. Everything culminates with the big one for the girls. It's the Charlestown Oaks. That's race number 12. But this sequence, races 9 through 12, kickoff 8:46 Eastern. Best of luck.